Hey YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna keep on going. What was my topic? Putting women in their place. As Ruther Fiorenza note above, Paul was very inclusive in his views. Women were leaders, were co-workers, were patrons, were deacons, were apostles, were emissaries, were official delegates, were prophets, were prayer warriors, were leaders of house churches. He allowed, quote-unquote, women to pray and prophesy in church, 1 Corinthians 11:5, and called on them to disciple leading men, Priscilla and Apollos. He addresses New Testament epistles to them, example Philip, and entrusts New Testament epistles to their care, example Romans. The early church was probably dominantly female. There are several indications of this in the data. The Brit Hadashah, New Covenant, Archaeology, Extra-Biblical Literature, and Sociology. Number 1, numerically, they were a minority in the Greco-Roman world, but a majority in the pre-Constantine church. Number 2, one of the earliest pieces of high literature the church produced, The Good News of Luke, was clearly written with women readership in mind. Number 3, outside Palestine, Christianity was a cult. Galen called it a philosophical school. Cults have always spread first through the intelligentsia, and intelligentsia are always closely aligned with patrons, and patrons were mostly women in that day and age. Number 4, the records of the earliest sites and house churches feature prominent women leaders. Number 5, the earliest pagan reference to Christian leadership, example Pliny, is to women deacons who were tortured for their faith. Which sucks, I don't like torture anyways. Number 6, early paintings and mosaics show females as a large part of Christian gatherings. Number 7, women Christians outlived their non-Christian counterparts by decades, due to the Christian ethics around abortion, later marriage, non-forced remarriage, and medical caregiving, etc. Number 8, early and late church fathers refer to the large number of women in the church and to their effectiveness at bringing their husbands, quote-unquote, into the fold. Number 9, we have already noted in many places the widespread female representation in early church leadership positions. Number 10, even widow care was an early Christian priority, Acts chapter 6. Number 11, the church was known to attract a high number of high-status women to its ranks. The early church was very much inclusive of females. Indeed, females constituted a very large, maybe even majority of the early church. They were a part of the body of Mashiach and part of the leadership of the community. Of that community, I should say. Summary. If we simply list some of the above observations, we get a surprisingly robust picture of Israelite women. Number 1, they were necessary to make the universe good. Bereshit chapter 1 verses 26 to 28. Number 2, they shared joint responsibility with man to rule, fill the earth. Bereshit 1 verses 26 to 28. Number 3, Yahweh judged people who sinned against females. Bereshit chapter 12 verses 17 and 20 verses 1 through 6. Number 4, Yahweh spoke directly with females. Bereshit chapter 16 verse 17, 21 verses 17 to 19, and Shoftim or Judges chapter 13 verse 2. Number 5, Yahweh listened to females and answered their prayers. Bereshit chapter 16 verse 17, 30 verse 17, and 1 Shemuel or Samuel chapter 1 verse 27. Let me check my time. I'm fine. Number 6, Yahweh makes promises to females. Bereshit chapter 16 verse 17, 21 verses 17 to 19. Number 7, the first appearance of the messenger of Yahweh was to a female. Bereshit chapter 16 verse 17. Number 8, Yahweh blessed Sarah at the same level and in the same covenant forms as Abraham. Bereshit 18 verse 9. Number 9, Yahweh includes females and their issues in his discussions with males. Bereshit 18 verse 9 and 19 verse 12. Number 10, Yahweh is gracious and faithful to females. Bereshit 21 verse 1, 29 verse 31, and 30 verse 17. Number 11, Yahweh tells males to pay attention to their wives. Bereshit 21 verse 12. Number 12, Yahweh imparts insight, wisdom to women. Bereshit 21 verses 17 to 19. Number 13, women could inquire of Yahweh formally. Bereshit 21, 17 to 19. Number 13, women could inquire... Oh, I already read that. Number 14, women were the first to inquire of Yahweh in Scripture. Bereshit 25, verse 2. Number 15, Yahweh delivered prophecies directly to women. Bereshit 25, verse 2. Number 16, women recognized Yahweh's goodness and so bore witness to their children's names. Bereshit 29, 32 and 30, 18. And there's a lot of other places in Scripture where you can find that. Number 17, Yahweh killed people for not providing for women's needs. Let me repeat that. Yahweh killed people for not protecting and providing for women's needs. Bereshit 38, verse 8. Number 18, Yahweh included women in the core functions of the first Passover. Shemot, or Exodus, chapter 4, verse 22. Number 19, Yahweh honored civil disobedience on the part of wise and committed women. Shemot, or Exodus, chapter 1, verses 20 through 21. Oh, man, let's see, where am I? Number 20, Yahweh took the side of women in some major legal decisions. Numbers are Bamidbar 27, verse 1. You know, no, I've got time. I'm going to keep on going because I just want to hit this point home. Hard. Number 21, Yahweh gave military victory honor to women. Judges chapter 4, verse 4, for Shoftim. 22, women publicly declared that Yahweh answered their prayers. Judges 5. 23, women were involved in public exposition reading of the Torah. Yoshiahu 8, verses 34 to 35. 24, women could dedicate gifts and offerings to Yahweh. Judges 17:3. 25, women had access to the pre-temple sanctuary. 1 Samuel 1 and 2. Let me check my time. I'm okay. 26, women could make vows without husband approval. 1 Samuel 1 and 2. 27, women served Yahweh at the tent of meeting. 1 Samuel 2, verse 22. 28, women served as prophetesses. Miriam, Shemot, or Exodus 15, verse 20. Deborah, Judges or Shoftim 4, verse 4. Among Abraham, Moshe, Aharon, and Shemuel. 29, women had legal rights to name children without husband involvement. Bereshit 4, verse 25, 29, and 30. 35:19, and 1 Samuel 1. Number 30, women had recognized legal rights, which also generate duties for males. Bereshit 20:14 and 38:8. Number 30, women had recognized legal rights, which... Oh, I already read that. Number 31, women show up in all sorts of genealogies except military enrollments. Bereshit 5, 46 verse 5, 46:15, 46:17. Numbers are Bamidbar 26:33, 26:46, and 1 Chronicles. 32, marriage required the approval of the woman. Bereshit 24:6 and 24:57. 33, women show up as joint agents with husbands in a wide range of authority-type activities. Bereshit 26:11, 26:34 through 35. 34, mothers had considerable influence and legal authority over adult male sons. Bereshit 27 and 37, 9 through 10. 35, wives or women could own property. Bereshit 29, verses 24 and 29. 36, unmarried daughters could own property. Bamidbar 27, or Numbers. 37, wives co-owned property with their husband. Bereshit 29, 30, verses 31 and 16. Wait. I'm not even going to mess with that. Number 38, childless widows could own and sell property. Ruth 4, verse 9. 39, women were consistently loved and blessed by their relatives. Bereshit 23:2, 25:59, 25:21, Bereshit 31:48, and 55 and 48:7. Number 40, women were sought for counsel by males. Bereshit 31:4. It goes on, women were called noble and better in public by males. Women's interactions with their husbands indicate a strong uppity character. It's kind of funny. Women typically manifest sage-like behavior, argumentation, functions, and results. Women are sometimes pictured as correcting the mistakes of male authority figures. Women's contributions to the history of the chosen people, apart from giving birth to all of the participants, were substantial and critical to the success of biblical history. Rebekah saved the birthright line by the deception of Yitzhak, or Isaac. The midwives saved the majority of Israelite men from infanticide in Egypt, Mitzrayim. They saved the life of Moshe twice before he leads Israel out of Egypt. Rahab is a key to success for the overthrow of the major border town Jericho, the gateway to the land of Israel. Let me keep on going. Deborah and Yael were deliverers of Israel for the extremely destructive oppression of King Jabin. The spiritual life of Hannah produced the major positive figure in post-conquest Israel, Shemuel. Men leaders officially declare women as vindicated or ethically superior, Bereshit 38 verse 26 and 20 verse 14. The only known exception to Yahweh's exclusion of Moabites from his assembly in Deuteronomy or Devarim 23:3 is for a female, Ruth, who also becomes an ancestor of David and Joshua. Several women heroes show up in the narrative: the matriarchs, Sherah, and the midwives, Miriam, daughters of Zelophehad, Rahab, Deborah, Hannah, and Ruth. One woman actually sat in the assembly of the elders in the gate, the highest, court, government positions. These, number 50, these role models came from every strata of society: leadership, wealthy families, foreigners, ordinary folk, prostitutes. And the last thing I have to read is the historical data in the narratives of pre-monarchical Israel reveal a rather important level of influence of women on the historical unfolding of Israel, as well as indications of special care from the heart of Yahweh for his daughters. So, let me see how I'm doing on time. I'm over. Okay, well, I'll wrap this up in the next video. Have a good life. Thanks. Bye.